structure-wise, then there is no doubt that there will be much greater problems when these great changes in the atmosphere and sweep over the forests. Well, in conclusion, I would just sum up my prescription for this forest you have on the Sunshine Coast is to thin, 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 and thin again. Thank you. I do have a few slides of some selective logging that we can have a quick look at.
That slide there, you're going to leave that on the table because he's going we got the game plan straightened here. All right. Now. All right, Doug, it's all yours.
Thanks very much. I'm down from the Quesnel area. This is my second time officially, I guess, participating with some of the community groups and people involved in this issue here. And I want to start off by saying that I don't think there's a more hospitable corner of the province in BC. I have traveled to a few, and it's been a very wonderful visit both times so far. And hopefully that will continue. I'm sure it will with the people I've met. I want to talk a little bit about our experience in the Quesnel area. I'm involved with a group called the Caribou Horse Loggers Association. We've been going for 8 years now in the Quesnel area. It's basically a co-op of people that were involved in various aspects of the forest industry and people interested in a little bit of a different direction. We strictly are involved in selective logging. Horses and the use of horses for the removal of timber from a forest stand with minimal impact on the remaining stand is really only relevant in a situation like that. And we don't even want to look at suggesting that we can compete with the type of technologies that we've evolved for clear-cut logging. Not many of us want to participate in that kind of logging also. What I'd like to do, I guess to give you a little bit better idea of what we do as loggers up there. Yeah, we do kill trees for a living. Let's get that straight right from the beginning. But I think it's from a very different perspective. We really are trying to keep up with some of the new forestry, the holistic forestry thought that's evolving in the province and in other parts of the Pacific Northwest and around the world, and trying to implement that in the ways we can within the contracts or forest sites that we're dealing with. Most of our wood comes through the Small Business Enterprise Program, so I was particularly interested in looking at the types of proposals and concerns that were going on in this region. We do about 25% of our wood comes from private landowners who would like to maintain a different forest situation after logging when they look at logging on their private land. A couple things right off. I want to make sure that we make a distinction. A lot of suggestion that you find when you mention selective logging will go back to different studies or different years when there was a lot of high grading happening. And that was basically not necessarily taking the best trees, but mostly that, but also concentrating on certain types of trees. In our area, for instance, it was tie mill country, where they cut a lot of ties for the railroad. And there was a certain diameter of tree that was optimal for these types of bush mills. And they concentrated on basically taking that diameter of tree and that saw log quality timber out, much to the detriment in many respects of the selective possibilities with that stand. So we want to get that straight. That high grading is not what we believe to be anywhere near the true possibilities and opportunities with selective logging. I guess what I should do, we have about 35 people presently holding on by our fingernails right now in terms of access to wood. That's our biggest problem, is even though there is this strong co-op and pursuit of selective logging in our area, the access to wood, the tenure relationships that we're dealing with there are a major problem. There's not enough selective sales being put up within our district to at all keep this core group going, not to mention the kind of interest that we've received over those 8 years. We've offered 2 training programs. We would have had continuous training programs because we have the inquiries all the time, we have the interest there, and people wanting to do this kind of work. But we can't encourage people to really do what is necessary in terms of the training without really feeling comfortable with that there's going to be wood, that there's going to be a job available for them to pursue. But we would certainly like to be involved a lot more in active projects, selective projects around the province and in our region in particular. So with that, I think we could pursue a few slides here, and then I'll just recap on a few of the themes that I would like to present tonight. Boatian. I did have the opportunity to walk the block, one of the blocks that was in question. And I don't know why it's not happening on the coast. I've seen a variety of sites now, one in the Capilano watershed, quite a bit in the Maple Ridge Research Forest, a few sites on the island, Galliano Island, Gabriola. And the possibilities, I think, are so much better down here for these types of models to evolve. One, your market